Nightingales, BigFire and more on episode 347 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello everybody! Oh, Lee's giggling already. What's going on? Hello! It is me, it is Tracy. What is going on? I don't even want to look at him.
Fueled by Jack Daniels. Everyone needs to know the disclaimer needs to be out there now.
Okay. As you see, Lee is here. That was a bit slurred.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, hello, Lee. And we also have Darren.
Hey, what's up, Internet?
And we have Chris.
Hello, hello.
Darren's fueled by water. Chris, what are you fueled by tonight?
Yeah, that. Water.
A weekend of not water.
And
Salt
you're
water.
fueled by?
Anger and frustration.
And bitterness. What's new?
Usual. All right.
This is usual, isn't it? Oh, God. Right. Let's get started, shall we? We do have more details of Hagrid's motorbike adventure. You know, that rolls off the tongue.
Hagrid's magical motorbike adventure.
Yes.
Magical creatures.
Yes, so as we move closer to the opening of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure...
They get a penny every time someone says that, because if you watch that ad they did with Alan, what's-his-face, and Draco, I can't think what he's called, it's like they say it every 2 seconds for the entire thing.
Okay. Right, Universal announced that starting yesterday, which was April 15th, through to April 19th, they'll be giving guests a first ever look at the magical creatures they'll encounter inside the latest edition of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. What you were laughing at?
A first look for who? If you've been on the internet, you've probably seen them all at this point anyway.
This is very true. So every day until April the 19th, guests can visit the Universal Orlando blog at 11 a.m. EDT.
What's EDT?
Eastern something.
Yeah.
Something.
Because that's
time.
what confused me.
Eastern Daytime.
That might be.
Is it?
Sure.
I don't know. Made it up. Sounds convincing. Just go with it. So yes. So visitors to the blog can get a first look at the creatures, from familiar fan favourites in the Harry Potter film series to a creature that's never been seen in the films, and where they can also be found in the new experience. Which, you know, once the ride's open, you're going to find that out pretty quick anyway.
Maybe.
And from the speed of it, it's going to be pretty quick. So the week began with a massive, in air quotes, fan favourite whose barks are worse than his bites. Tuesday's reveal was a swarm of mischief makers who love their tricks.
I still want to know how they're going to do the pixies. Because a swarm, how many is a swarm?
More than 3.
It's got to be quite a few. I don't understand how they're going to do that as an animatronic.
I would say a swarm was 8 or more.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They said they confirmed animatronics? Or
Oh, they haven't. But you'd like to think that
drones.
everything else looks like it's going to be.
Have they confirmed actual pixies?
No.
Well,
possibly.
you see?
I feel like they'd have to, though, right? Because it was on the poster for it.
Yes.
The picture.
Yes, the blog was pixies.
It's a combination of drones and Roombas.
Not fairies, Chris.
Yes. My
probably-
Potter
They could just be like
sense is
little
off.
dolls hanging in a tree,
Oh, no, I
swaying
hope
in the
not.
breeze.
It's state-of-the-art string.
And look
Yeah.
like all the dolls' heads in Antihitos.
Weirdly, I like those.
Oh, they're creepy as hell.
And I normally get creeped out by stuff like that. Anyway,
So as of recording, we've had 2.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've got another, when's the 19th? Saturday. So
Is
Wednesday,
it?
Thursday, Friday.
Friday.
Oh yeah, Good Friday. So
15th
we've got
today.
another 3. Blast-ended screwed.
I called that ages ago.
Unicorn.
Yeah, well, no, that's going in.
Anyone want to hazard a guess at what the other one is?
Gremlins.
Gremlins? You're right, Chris. Your Harry Potter knowledge is...
I mean, rubbish.
Oh, there's a bleep.
Bleep.
Who said that? You should fire them.
I don't know.
What else could it be?
I hope it's something...
Thestral.
Ah, yeah, I hope so.
But only some people will see a thestral.
See, I'd love them to do that.
You would. I wouldn't.
This is where Universal need to do their own magic bands, and when you fill in your details for it, is have you witnessed death? Yes.
Oh, is it, right, so Thessal's witnessing death.
That'll go over well.
Yes.
What about if you were the
Hello,
cause
little
of?
one. Have
Well,
you
yes,
witnessed
don't-
death?
Lee didn't pick up on that.
Yes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it, dear. Anyway, any other thoughts?
Looking forward to writing it.
Fluffy looks awesome.
Yes.
See, the problem is we're dating this because we know we recorded on Monday night, and yet the Pixies one comes out tomorrow. So when everyone listens to this, they'll know how the Pixies
Yes.
are being done, yet we don't.
Okay.
The Fluffy one looks awesome.
Oh, it does.
The video
Yeah.
makes it look a bit wonky. I said before we started recording, because Darren and Chris, you haven't seen it, and the middle one looks like it's half asleep because its eyes aren't fully open properly. But in the picture, they look open and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Well, look, when you've got a family and you take a photograph, there's always someone that blinks.
Yeah, but if you're putting out promotional stuff for the first time that people are supposed to have seen this new awesome animatronic,
We've all got that kid that doesn't want to open their eyes. Leave Fluffy alone.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Darren, I believe you have a spew for us.
Oh, yeah, hold on. I'm working it up.
Got your bucket.
All right. Hey, UUOP cast and crew. I've been listening to you guys almost religiously since last summer when my then fiance and I planned a mini Universal vacation before the official start to our honeymoon. It had been a few years since I had been to Universal, so I wanted to hear about all the ins and outs that I had missed since becoming a real person. Hey, now, take offense to that. Going to grad school and starting a job out in the real world. You know, boring people stuff. Okay, I guess you're okay then.
Yeah.
Anyway, your podcast was not only informative, but also highly entertaining, and my husband and I had the best start to our honeymoon ever. Good, I was worried it was going the other way there, the way that was reading. Good. At the Royal Pacific Resort, and of course the Parks and City Walk. To celebrate our 1-year anniversary, we planned a vacation to Disney, my husband's first time, and a stop through Universal and Halloween Horror Nights. Again, my husband's first time. Yeah, that's a great trip. First time to Disney and Horror Nights.
Yes.
Yeah.
This time we decided to save a bit of money and stay at Cabana Bay Beach Resort. What a wonderful decision that was. Upon check-in, we were greeted with a warm congratulations and happy anniversary. It felt just like coming home to family. But the crew at Cabana Bay didn't stop there. They also upgraded our room to a beautiful tower view of Volcano Bay and the Cabana Bay pool area, as well as treating us to an anniversary dinner on them. That
Wow.
was nice.
That is so nice.
That is awesome.
Yeah. It was something so small and probably didn't cost them anything to do, but to us, it made all the difference.
Yeah.
Those are the things that they need to do all the time.
Yes.
Definitely.
So
If you're
nice.
wondering, we had an amazing time, and despite the extremely hot temperatures in Orlando last week, Halloween Horror Nights was absolutely incredible. How long ago did this?
Last
come in?
week? Oh my God. Sorry. I do hang on to them for quite a bit.
I guess so. And my husband was so impressed. He already told me we can come back next year, which
That
is
was
like
5 years
tomorrow.
ago.
No, it is next, it is next year.
Expired
Then.
already.
Yeah.
They've been married for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Longer than the podcast somehow. I bet the extra love from Universal helped in that decision. Thanks again for a truly enjoyable experience every week that brings just a little bit of joy to my Slogfest days at the law firm I work for. Hope your trip next year is just as wonderful. Stephanie. P.S. Wow, Fast and Furious is bad. Really bad.
No one's selling that ride for us.
I can't wait to go on. It needs to be as bad as I'm expecting.
Oh, it'll be documented for everybody, apparently.
Anyway.
Finally, that's the whole reason I've been doing this podcast, to get somebody that works at a legal firm
Yeah.
to be friends with us. So cool. I'll be in touch, Stephanie.
That's really
If
cool.
you're still
though.
listening, that is.
Yeah. That's really
Yeah,
cool that
I don't
we
know how long it's.
went and did all of that for him.
Yeah. It's those things
Yeah.
that I think sometimes that people go to Disney and they kind of expect these things to happen and get annoyed when they don't. But it's one of those things that if it happens, brilliant. If it doesn't, don't be annoyed because they can't do it for everybody.
No.
But the fact
And
that
even
they
at
did,
like one of the value resorts too.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of expect those from the higher end ones, but yeah, because those views out of those Cabana Bay towers out on
yeah.
Volcano Bay, just amazing.
They are.
Yeah.
So Lee, how do people send in spews?
Yes, so if you didn't gather from that, and you haven't been listening for that long, S.P.E.Ws are the Society for the Promotion of Employee Well Done. So basically, if you've had a team member go out of their way to make your day or trip better or extra special, just like Stefani's did, jot the story down in an email and send it to us at podcast@eu or podcast.com and title it S.P.E.W. And of course, make sure to stop by guest services when you're in the parks and let them know about the team member or members.
Get the team member members' names.
And leave some positive feedback of them, because it does make a big difference for them and their...
Yeah.
I was going to say upgrades, but promotions, what I was looking for.
Promotions and bonuses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Conversely, if you spew in the park, tell a team member.
Yeah, we don't want to know that one. Okay, moving on. Chris, talk to us about BigFire, the new restaurant.
Yes, BigFire. So, this summer, Universal Orlando Resort will debut its next original concept dining experience, BigFire, an all-new, full-service restaurant that will bring a specially created menu and a highly themed environment directly to guests at Universal City Walk and take open fire cooking to a whole new level. BigFire will feature unique theming design to make guests feel as though they have stepped into a grand lakeside lodge, creating an atmosphere reminiscent of summers spent by the water.
Oh, Chris.
Sounds
right up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. The two-story venue will feature more modern surroundings, from a cozy fireplace to cast iron and wood design elements mixed with nostalgic camp lanterns and oversized plaid blankets. Cool. As guests step onto the patio outside, they'll be greeted with twinkling lights, comfortable seating, and lawn games for the entire family to enjoy. And guests will be able to enjoy one of the most popular fireside treats, s'mores.
I have not read. This is the first time I'm hearing this. Even though I copied and pasted this in the show notes, that is the first time I'm hearing this, and that sounds awesome.
And they will actually be able to, you'll be able to prepare them themselves right at the table. So that's cool too.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
At the heart of the venue will be a custom wood fire grill that will allow guests to see their meals being prepared from anywhere in the restaurant. And for the first time in Universal Orlando, each dish will be expertly paired with the perfect type of wood to bring out the smoky goodness in each bite, from cherry wood to pecan wood and more. The pairings will add bold flavors to the American classic dishes and unique entrees, including a signature bison burger, coffee, very unique, chili, and cocoa rubbed top sirloin. Delectable freshwater trout, mouth-watering smoked salads, and more.
Is that coffee, chili, and cocoa rubbed top sirloin? Or is it coffee?
Commas. I'm trying to see. There's signature bison burger, then coffee, comma, chili, and I think it's coffee. I don't know. Yeah. That says chili and cocoa rubbed top sirloin.
I don't know whether it's like, basically, so how I'm reading it is it's coffee rubbed top sirloin, chili rubbed top sirloin, and cocoa rubbed top sirloin.
Ah, that makes more sense. Yes.
Although it doesn't necessarily read like that.
Yes. Yeah, we have.
We rub our sirloins with just about anything.
Do we want to talk about the very unique names?
Yes.
I think we should.
All right, so let's see what we got here. You like the farm roasted vegetable gathering, so you can eat all the vegetables when they're together. One of my favorites.
It makes them feel like they have a personality. They've gathered on your plate to die. And it has like a terrible red sauce. It's like the red wedding on your plate. Okay.
Darren, you've been drinking as well.
No, I'm good.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like that cauliflower's underdone.
Underdone?
Yeah, it's bleeding a bit.
Oh, shut up.
Don't forget the Wisconsin cheesemaker.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand what that means.
Wisconsin is famous for cheese.
Yeah, but why is it a cheese maker? Why is the dish the cheese maker?
Because it's a cheesy dish.
They serve you the actual maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that looks like a big ball of mozzarella, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
Yeah. And then we've got some, charred halloumi, maybe?
Oh, I love it.
In the salad?
Yeah.
So we've got two cheeses.
These pictures are on their blog, by the way, if anyone wants to have a look at them.
Yeah.
Probably on our Instagram.
Is there granola in the salad too?
What, you've never had cheese and
It
granola?
looks like it.
My God, you've never lived, man.
Cheese,
What do you guys
pickle,
think of-
and granola.
What do you guys think of smoked salads?
You're righteous, dude.
Smoked salads.
It just
Weird.
sounds weird to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We smoke it until it's wilted.
It's
Slap it on the table.
Do you like soggy salads? You're gonna love our smoked salad.
I'm looking at the outdoorsman family celebration, and it just looks like here's all the stuff we hunted down and chopped bits off for you and slapped it on a wooden plate for you.
and haven't cooked.
Yes.
It's all
Yeah.
raw. It looks like that should be going into fondue with the hot oil.
It's a charcuterie plate for people that don't know how to pronounce charcuterie.
Charcuterie is the word you're looking for, Darren.
Exactly.
That's why I said it.
I know.
Actually, looking at it, is that fondue?
Might be.
It looks
Because
pretty
look,
much
there's,
like
there's a skillet of what looks like hot cheese there.
Mm.
there's a cup of bread, I think. Is that what that is?
Cup of
Hot
bread.
double
Best way to
bread.
have bread in a cup.
Yeah, sorry, I had to chop the pictures to get them to fit in the notes properly.
That's not like you. The fly fisherman's success.
It doesn't look like a success to me.
It looks like pavement. It looks like pavement pizza to me.
It looks like a fried egg without a yolk.
I'm assuming.
exactly.
I'm assuming that's a skate wing or something like that, or a
Sure.
butterflied
Maybe.
fillet.
And then what else is that?
I'll take those
Is that
potatoes.
the
Like
success?
potatoes.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Is that what it
Hey, sure.
is?
It kind of looks like like little potatoes with like seasoning on their herbs.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
Yeah.
With skin on,
Oh.
like skin on.
Why,
skin.
frankly, we're offended. We made this specifically for you, British folks. This is fish and chips, after all.
I suppose it kind of is.
Are you not entertained?
I do like the burnt imprint of BigFire on the
Yeah.
bison burger bun.
Yeah.
You know me and my imprinted things, especially at Universal.
Yes.
The only thing I'll say is, what's with the 70s wooden trays?
That's all there is. But it's BigFire.
Oh, do you know, I'm not being funny, but I am so over things being served on something other than a plate. I don't want my chips in a bloody wire basket
Oh,
getting
no, I hate
cold.
that.
I don't
Really?
want something served in a piece of slate. Put it in a flaming plate and just gimme it.
I was going to say, like, everything seems to be on an appropriate thing for the most part.
Yeah. Baked
The
Alaska
steak
looks good.
sounds Like the baked Alaska looks awesome.
Yeah. But
No
it does,
joking about that one.
no.
I mean, obviously, this
That looks like a hell of a steak as well, by
you
the
know,
way.
this is just
Yeah.
half a dozen.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a.
It's nice
The
to have
names are
something
funny.
new.
The food looks fine.
Yeah, it looks...
Well, of
The
course, when it
cheesemaker is
opens,
weird.
we'll have to have someone to go and check it out. So whoever's there next,
me.
That'll be-
I never get to do this.
Darren's like,
I'm probably first on
need
that
an
one.
annual pass again.
I've got an annual pass. I'll go.
It hasn't been activated yet.
Balls. Keep
Well, you
trying.
activate it there, Tracy.
That's true.
But yeah, Alicia told us the name for this. It came out ages ago, didn't it? With the
Yeah.
And we went,
permits for it.
sure. That can't be
Well,
the
we
name.
heard Big Fire Grill, and it's just Big Fire.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
better.
Seems a weird.
Yeah. And it'd be nice to have some other options there.
Yeah.
City Walk.
It doesn't make me go, I need to go there.
No, there's nothing different. It's all
Yeah.
stuff you can... It seems to be... Well, from what we've just seen there, that small selection, it seems to be stuff that you can get elsewhere
Like
as
when
well.
when we talked about it before, I said that I wanted something like overly themed. Like, and Chris, you were like, you mean like Toothsome? I was like,
Mm.
yeah, I want Toothsome set. I mean, we haven't been, but just from a theming point of
It'll be
view,
close by the time we get there.
it is something unique in City Walk, whereas
Yeah.
this isn't really.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just
you
like
know,
it's
let it open.
wood foresty theming, even though they're like, high theming here, but
Mm-hmm.
also looks like it doesn't really fit there.
My concern is fires, blankets. They do realise this is Florida, don't they?
So it's got air conditioning. So it's 100 degrees outside. You've got a massive fire in the middle of it fighting against the aircon.
My concern is the smell, because I don't want to, at the end of the day, have to then go and start thinking, well, where the hell am I going to put my smoky smelling clothes? I mean, I might be completely wrong. There may not be any sort of smell, but I avoid
And you get a
bonfires
wee
and things
bit in.
like that
Well,
because I don't
Hey.
like that smell.
that's what the blankets are for, so you cover yourself
Yeah.
completely like a cocoon.
I mean,
I will.
at the end of the day,
They're like Snuggies. They have little armholes.
it doesn't speak to me, but that's just me.
Exactly, and it's another option for people. It's that restaurant was empty. There's something in there now. So I'm interested to see what the rest of the menu is.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever go to Emerald's when it was open?
Nope.
There? No?
Nope.
Chris?
No. Always passed by.
Yeah,
Never
I
went
always
in.
thought about it for happy hour because they always have the happy hour advertised, and it seemed like reasonable, but never went in. So,
Something new. Someone will go and check it out. Chris, I guess it's going to be you.
I'll have to eat for you guys. Okay.
congrats.
Unless you're not getting there before we are, and then it might be us.
Do you know when it opens?
No, it says this summer.
Yeah, but this summer could be.
It'll be open before
August.
we get... yeah, well, we're not going till October.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Enjoy your fly fisherman success, Chris. You've made it. You finally made it.
Yes.
You know what we should do? There's 3 of us, and Chris. If Chris is going, there's 3 of us. That's starter, main, dessert. We each pick.
I do
starter,
like that
main,
idea.
and dessert.
I do
And
like
Chris
that
has to eat
idea.
them. Sorry, Chris.
Chris, would you be up for that?
You can say no, and you could say, well, I don't eat this or I don't eat
I
that.
feel like I'm setting myself up for failure here.
You can fake allergies. We don't know
Yeah.
what you're allergic to.
Very true.
You can say no.
In fairness, we don't
Sorry.
care either, but...
I should have thought before I spoke there.
I'll even FaceTime you guys so you can sit at the table with me.
Oh, that would be awesome. That
That'd
would
be
actually
cool.
be really
Yeah.
good.
Or Wisconsin cheesemakers.
And for dessert, another Wisconsin cheesemaker. What would you like to drink? A Wisconsin cheesemaker.
Yeah.
Warmed it up. Oh.
Your starter, smoked salad.
Yeah.
Extra smoky. Wrapped up in a blanket.
Oh my God.
Right.
We just
before this
spent
gets
15
silly.
minutes talking about that restaurant.
And right, we have some Producers Club birthdays. Just a couple. So on April 19th, on Friday, we have the lovely Jacqueline Culpit's birthday.
How are we doing this? Are we doing individual or one at
Yes,
the end?
individual. I always do individual. It's everybody's birthday is individual. You don't share your birthday.
Clear my throat.
Someone
Happy
Well,
else
unless-
birthday.
Well, yeah. Well,
Happy
yeah.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And the next day, on April 20th, it is the lovely Jodie Griswold's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. The bar's closed.
Happy birthday.
Told ya.
Then we have Jeffrey Mackeson's birthday on April 22nd. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz Navidad.
Huh?
Yes, that too.
And the following day, on April 23rd, that's St. George's Day here.
I've no
It is.
idea.
It is indeed. Slayer Dragon. Tyler Bowman. It's your birthday too. Happy birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Then we have a couple of days break. And on April 27th, it is Nicole Majkowski. Is that right?
No idea.
Sorry, Nicole. Happy birthday
Happy
anyway.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then the 28th, we have Liam Lester's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Lynn.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on the same day, it's Kevin Tully's birthday.
So you said people weren't allowed to share the birthdays.
And yes, they're not sharing the birthdays. Happy birthday.
Second half today.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Individually.
And finally, it is Gord Piscalny's birthday on April 29th.
Happy birthday, Gord.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Whew.
That was a lot.
It was.
It was. April's a busy month. Wow.
So that means a lot of cake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that one anymore. I had some sent.
Yep, you did.
So,
What are these?
Okay.
So, 9 months, beginning of winter, children. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
don't you start. Right. While I whip these boys into shape, listen to an ad from Mouse and Muggle.
Mouse and Muggle Travel Company, our services are completely free to you. We don't just do Universal, we can do Disney, we can actually do anything. I don't know if anybody knows that. We can do anything. We can book absolutely anything, and it's super easy. We have a website, just go to mouseandmuggle.com, and we have a link there for a free quote request. You just fill it out. That email comes straight to me, and either Robin or I will handle it, or if we're a little bombarded, then we'll send you off to one of our expert agents. But we'll take good care of you. So reach out to us at any time.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. We did. Chris, would you like to talk Universal Monsters Store to us, please?
Yes. Monster Store. So it seems that Universal have taken out the last remnants of T2 3D, womp womp, by changing out Cyber Image, the old T2 exit gift store, to be a Universal Monster Store. The new store has been decked out with lots of horror memorabilia and props. There is still Doctor Who gear, but now there are classic monsters posters, a section of Frankenstein's monster and Bride of Frankenstein t-shirts, cushions, cups, and more. A section of Monsters logo apparel, Bates Motel gear, Dracula shirts, Ghostbusters stuff, and so much more. To check out the store, head to the park or head over to uuopodcast.com and take a look at our recent post. There are even what we believe to be the original fly transporters that were used in the old horror makeup show.
And they look awesome.
So is all the DC stuff gone?
As far as I'm aware, it's like Doctor Who. Like the only sort of IP stuff, at least that I've seen, is Doctor Who and Ghostbusters, and then everything else is Universal Monster based.
Cool.
Interesting.
But didn't Thomas buy everything else though?
I don't know.
Oh, pretty much. Like, we have nothing else to display. We're done.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people said it makes more sense with it now being the exit to the horror makeup show. But they have, I think Seth 2 weeks ago mentioned that they just started selling. There's like some classic Monsters wallets and stuff in the film vault. And now it does seem to be that they're pushing it more and more, which Darren, you've been championing. I can't even say
championing.
That word. That's the word.
And I'm the one that's had a drink
for a long time at this point.
Yeah. It's nice. And from the rumors that we've heard, that it's possibly going into the new park as a land.
Yeah.
Though very tentatively. It's like the one that's like teetering on the edge. If anything else more important comes up, then that one's out. But it's interesting though that they're giving it a good push. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens, despite how the movies have gone thus far.
Yeah, well, listen, the rumors aren't the rumors around now that James Wan's taken over it.
Isn't
a Blumhouse? Is it Blumhouse?
Wan he was Fast and Furious, right?
Yeah, he did Aquaman. But he sort of cut his teeth on horror, didn't he, with like The Conjuring and Insidious and all that stuff. I'm sure that there was rumours going around. It was either him or it was him and Blumhouse were looking at getting into sort of taking over that Monsters franchise thing moving forward. I might be wrong.
Well,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Good me.
Just wipe out that last movie.
We haven't seen any of them at this point.
No.
There's only been 2.
No, wasn't it just one? It was The Mummy.
Dracula Untold was supposed to be the first one, didn't it? And then they kind of distanced themselves from it because it was crap.
They made more crap.
In The Mummy, I was just in St. Augustine last weekend, and the hotel room had HBO, and it had, The Mummy was on, so I put it on there, and it was on for like 3 minutes before he turned around, and it was Tom Cruise, and I was like, oh man. It's like a one action sequence that could have been from the original movie. So I unfortunately saw 3 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Still recovering.
But it's one of those things you could understand why Universal have, at least like why the theme parks have distanced themselves from it, because it is becoming very much we want to be pushing stuff that's IP and relatively current.
Yeah.
Whereas they aren't, and obviously they've tried to, and with absolutely no success whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, it was supposed to be current with the whole, was it Dark
Universe, wasn't it?
Dark Universe, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's such a shame.
Yeah. I mean, it's still there. I mean, they could do something with it. I hope they do.
It's just getting the right people in the right place, which for me, if you want to get Blumhouse on board and James Wan, then it's in perfect hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Best ones to do it at this point. They're good at franchises.
Yeah.
Horror franchises, so.
Most of the best stuff most of the best stuff now is either coming from Blumhouse or James Wan himself. So
There you go.
So hopefully they will revitalise it, and then we will see a land inside the new park. It'd be very interesting to see what they do as far as attractions in a Universal Classic Monsters land to make it family friendly or
It's like a dark
relatively.
ride.
Yeah, like a great movie ride style Classic Monsters would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love that.
Yeah.
Or like a Mystic Manor type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But no, that store came entirely out of the blue. You know, it's not like I know it's only a store, but it was just like one day I was on Twitter and everyone's like, oh, they've done out the store and the Classic Monster stuff. Like, oh, really? Okay.
I'm very happy about it. You know how I feel about the Classic Monsters, so I'm rather excited to go.
Yes,
and
I've
see
no
it.
doubt we'll
Spend all
some
your money.
in there, yes.
Yes. Okay then. I did have a segue, but then Lee cheered that conversation up at the end, so we won't bother with that. We have a review of the Dark Arts projection show at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yes, because it debuted this weekend officially.
Yeah. And I'm quite excited because it's from the theme park duo.
Hey, what's going on, Yu-Yo OP? This is Gabe.
This is Nikki.
And we are
The Theme Park Duo.
Thank you very much for asking us to do a little review for the Dark Arts show in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. We just got back, literally maybe like 10 minutes ago, from seeing the show. So this is fresh. This is really fresh for us.
First reaction.
And we literally just watched the videos again because we were dying to see it again.
Yes.
So I think it goes without saying, based on what I just said, that we absolutely loved the show.
Loved it.
Really, 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 really liked it. And that comes from a lot of different factors. And obviously, this isn't our show. We'll keep it relatively short for everybody because I could be long-winded.
Yes. A
Don't-
truer statement has never been said.
Stop it. No, for multiple reasons, this show, for me, just hits all the marks. One, it has to do with all the creepy, scary things of the Wizarding World. And for me, that is me. That's my aesthetic.
Yes.
Is the creepy, scary.
Mhm.
And I really, really liked it. And just the visuals were completely
Outstanding.
stunning and outstanding. And of course, I mean, you have the fantastic John Williams score
Yeah.
from the films really boosting those visuals as well. Because I feel like if that music wasn't there, these visuals, although, crisp and really cool, wouldn't have the emotion attached to them that this music really gives to it.
Definitely adds
the show.
to it. Definitely. And I like how it wasn't like they were telling a story or anything. It's like it was like snippets of all of the scary, spooky, creepy things and scenes and moments from the entire Harry Potter series. And it's just all meshed into one show, and the different creepy characters and creepy creatures all show up, and it was amazing.
Well, I know that during the show you were naming each one of the creatures
Oh, I sure was.
that are showing up. I mean, it involves Death Eaters, it involves trolls, it involves Aragog, right?
Well,
What?
may or may not be Aragog. It was a giant spider.
It's a giant spider.
Yeah.
And what were the other creatures that we were talking about in the middle of the show?
I believe they were called the Thesthrals. They're the horses that are all skeletal that you can only see if you've seen death or witnessed death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just a ton with this show visually, but even on top of that, Universal has taken it to the next step with a lot more of effects that are happening that aren't necessarily on the castle itself.
Yeah, there was the fog.
There's fog,
fire,
and then
there was lights in the trees.
lights in the trees. Well, the lights in the trees
They've
have
been there for Christmas and
then
stuff. Yeah.
the drones. The drones are,
yeah.
to me, the exclamation point to this entire show. And, on the drive home, we were talking about how I would much rather have watched this show, and I would much rather watch this show anytime over fireworks.
Yeah.
Because of the visuals, because of the music, because of that fantastic ending with the drones. To me,
Yeah.
it just hits all the marks of a nighttime spectacular. And Lee,
Yeah.
I cried.
He did.
I cried.
He sure
Which
did.
means you will cry.
I also did.
It's just our jaws were on the floor, tears were rolling down my face. I wasn't like blubbering. I was like, oh my god!
The eyes welled up and it escaped.
They started and it escaped.
Yeah, it overflowed. Yeah, but it was a very unexpected reaction. I don't cry at these things, and I as soon as the drones formed into the stag, I grabbed your hand. I'm sorry if I hurt you.
Didn't.
I felt like I grabbed your hand really hard.
You did.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. It just wasn't. I've seen videos of the darn thing.
Yeah, we've seen videos of it, but
it's not like my first time seeing it. But I just it was a very strong reaction.
You get
to it.
reclamped.
Yeah.
It's just that moment. It's so powerful.
Very powerful.
Especially if you're a fan of the books or the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just the imagery of the stag is so striking.
Yeah.
And it really brings up a lot of emotions. And that music really helps with that. And I think that's why this show is, to me, leaps and bounds better than the last two shows they've done.
Definitely.
Each show has been a progression and it's gotten better and better. Each show is great in their own right. But this shows what the next progression is with regards to projection shows at Universal Studios for the Wizarding World.
Yeah.
And this is a great example of it stepping outside the bounds of not just being a projection show.
Yeah.
You can't just say a projection show because that is an understatement and doesn't do it justice.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to this, I would say projection show is fine because it was minimal, fireworks and things like that.
Yeah.
But there was so much more going on with this that if you were to tell somebody, "Oh, it's a projection show," you're not doing it justice enough to explain what this is. And I feel like it's that next step, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna come from this. What's gonna come after? How do you freaking top this?
Top it? I'm sure. Everyone working on this at Universal, their minds are already turning, their gears are turning, trying to figure out what comes next.
Thank you again for having us on the show to talk a little bit about the show. Hopefully, we guys got you jazzed for when Dark Arts actually ends up coming out to Universal Orlando Resort.
Yes.
So hopefully you guys get to see it soon. If not, make it out here because it's worth a trip.
Uh-huh. And hopefully it's not windy because the drones don't fly in the wind.
If it's 7 miles per hour or more, they don't fly.
They don't fly.
So hope for the best.
So cross your fingers for no wind.
Yes. Okay. See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
I always cross my fingers for no wind.
Yeah, me too.
There's definitely where they talk about the music, that Harry Potter music really does. I don't know whether it's the same for you. I know I'm a big tart. But I'll be watching, if I just watch a trailer for a Harry Potter film and I hear Hedwig's theme, that's me. I get
You
that
tear
tingle up my and I
Yeah.
tear up. It doesn't. That music just emotes so much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Darren, have you seen any of the projection shows at Universal yet? No. Chris, you've seen them all, I assume, at this point.
No, I only saw the
Christmas one.
the initial one.
Have you not seen the Christmas one?
I don't think we got to see the Christmas one, no. Because when we went on that trip, it was we were doing something else. I think we were doing the something at nighttime happened. We couldn't make it out to it, unfortunately. Every trip we've been going to, I still haven't even seen the cinematic celebration or spectacular
Celebration.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that one yet just because a lot of events have been going on. So it's like Mardi Gras and so
Yeah.
don't have it. And Christmas time, I think something else was in at that time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this one. This one sounds amazing. And drones are awesome. So
Yeah. Interesting to see drones. Now, they didn't mention whether there's got to be Dementors in there, surely.
You'd imagine so.
It's weird when you look back through the 8 years that we've been doing this. The thing that people have always come down on Universal for is they can't do a proper nighttime show because they can't use fireworks. And I think now they're in a position where they're kind of on the top of it because fireworks are kind of dying off now.
Well, they're not
As far
very
as-
environmentally friendly and all of that anyway.
Nighttime shows anymore. I don't think people are that bothered about them anymore.
But drone shows done properly are amazing.
yeah.
Mhm.
Did you guys ever see that one I mean, or a video at least of the one they did at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was from a weird angle, the one we watched,
Yeah.
and it looked awful.
We have seen somewhere. It's
It's pretty cool.
yeah.
But to add it to something already, just to expand it even more, like Nicky Gabe said, expanding it, it's not just a projection show on the castle now. There's other elements to it, and I've no doubt they'll keep expanding that out. I'm excited to say. I'm hoping that we can, when we're out, we get that cusp between the old one finishing and the new one starting, because obviously we haven't seen any of them at this point.
It's a tight window.
That's like 7 days.
Yeah.
But you never know.
In an ideal world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the projection shows then, Darren? Did you see any ones at Disney?
Nope. What do you mean, like the castle production show? Yeah. Yes. Like, I don't know, the main one?
Yeah.
The nighttime one with the fireworks? Yeah, I saw that.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. When you see it from the right place, it's stunning.
Yeah. Well, I was at the back of the castle. I don't know. There wasn't. I'm just kidding.
I don't know what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, right?
This projection mapping sucks.
Yeah. Can't even do 360. But yeah, no, it was really, really impressive. So I would like to see the Universal one day.
It'll happen.
Yeah. So, Darren, while I've got you talking, do you want to talk to us about the second Halloween Horror Nights announcement?
Yes. Yeah, we got an original announcement here. So we've got the second house for Horror Nights 2019, and it's Nightingales Blood Pit. So that's kind of bringing back a former reference, Nightingales, and just bringing them to a new time, which is kind of fleshing out the story of the Nightingales. You know, they are kind of the ones behind the most horrific incidents in history. And this kind of goes along with it. So taken from Universal's blog, this is what they say. Imagine yourself transported back to ancient Rome, where a ruthless emperor reigns and the gladiatorial games are put on for bloody entertainment. Add in bloodthirsty creatures and you'll find yourself in the middle of Nightingale's Blood Pit, an all-new haunted house at this year's Halloween Horror Nights. Here's what you need to know about the next chapter in this fan-favorite original storyline of the Nightingales. Ancient Rome is suffering its worst drought in centuries. The ruthless emperor has declared the gladiatorial games to continue non-stop until the rains return. The gruesome bloodshed of the games is horrifying enough, but then come the creatures. The Nightingales. As blood soaks into the earth, the Nightingales feed on the dead and dying. The Nightingales are a grisly race of creatures that have been here since the dawn of time. You may think you're familiar with their past feeding frenzies, but you haven't seen them like this. You'll try to survive alongside the gladiators as the ravenous Nightingales tear into their victims and notice that fresh blood has come into their midst. This is the third time we've seen Nightingales at Halloween Horror Nights. Their first induction was at Halloween Horror Nights 21 in Nightingale's Blood Prey, and was also featured in Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem at Halloween Horror Nights 25. So the first one was kind of like a World War I trench setting.
Which sounded awesome.
Yes.
I think that if I remember rightly, that was the first Halloween Horror Nights we covered on the show, Darren. So that was your first introduction to the podcast, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You came on to review that year for us.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, it was a really cool house. And yeah, the story that has continued since then is pretty cool. I think for 25 years they kind of gave them more of the backstory and you know, implied that they could be in other points of history as well. But yeah, for the original Nightingales, that it was like a legend that the World War I soldiers that were in the trenches would see these creatures while they were in there, and they were really the causes of a lot of the deaths. So this is just implying that it's true and that they were in other periods of time as well. So
yeah. But this is different. It's different from like a Roman gladiatorial thing. I can't ever think that they've done anything like this before.
I'm quite intrigued by this.
I don't think so. I can't think of specifically a gladiator one. No. Do you like haunted houses with gladiators?
We'll find out.
Chris, did you do the one in 2011?
Yes, but I don't remember it.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this one?
But it looks cool. I'll definitely walk through it.
It's a weird thing, isn't it? Because it's like, unless you've got a history with the Nightingales, like us, we haven't really. And you say, yeah, it sounds all right. But until you walk through, you're never going to know whether it's going to be any good or not.
When you've got a history with something, you don't really know.
No, that's true.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's only been like one other house. It's only had one other complete house, and then like a small segment of another one, which was just a rehashing of the house. So this is part 2, essentially.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I'm all for the original IP stuff, so
it seems that they kind of learned it last year, Darren, that we are separating our IP announcements from our original, because it always used to be a case of it be IP, and then release all the originals in one go. And now it seems to be like they did last year. It's 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, where they're separating them all off rather than just doing that big dump now. Because I think they've finally realised that people are genuinely excited for the original houses as much as the IPs
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't care what it's like. We're just going this year.
I do understand why they push the IPs, because that's what's going to get.
Yeah, it's the names, isn't it, that bring people in.
Yeah. I just, we've got another 8 houses, and I need to know.
I know.
And it was also, the Nightingales also has the distinction of being the first house to have the flyovers.
Ah.
People that were, because it was the trench, and so they used the idea of the trench by having people on the wires above you, jumping, doing the jump scares from above. So
nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
No. So, was it beginning of September?
Is
Horror
what,
Nights starts?
like the 6th or something,
Yeah.
is
So
it?
we're less than 5 months out now.
Yeah.
And we've
It's
still got
actually-
eight announcements to be had.
Yeah. So it starts earlier and earlier. It's actually starting next week.
Yeah. It won't be long before they've got a week's turnaround.
Yeah.
It's less than 5
We're gonna
months.
have
Yeah,
an
less than
announcement
5.
every day for the next week, and then it's open.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just
No.
hope that rumour going around
Oh, I know.
has to be true.
Oh, I know. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I've seen quite a few.
Yeah, but that one seems to be doing the rounds a lot recently. As long as there's somebody in there who turns around and goes, listen, do you smell something? I'll be happy.
Oh man.
But
Right.
yeah, it seems, as far as rumours this year, I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago a little bit, it is fairly quiet. There's normally a lot of rumours kicking around,
Yeah.
and there's only a couple, really. Like, a lot of the usual sources aren't really reporting anything at the moment. Whether Universal have finally managed to clamp the leaks down and what have you.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe the leaker was Mike Aiello. Now he's not there on the day-to-day.
That could be it.
But I think with this announcement, it kind of confirmed what we kind of thought of the last one, that there will only be 10 houses.
Yeah. I think that was
But
just
it was
wishful
worded
thinking.
weirdly.
Not
in that.
worded.
No wordplay. No wordplay there.
No, I can't remember exactly, but it basically says 10 houses this time, which that's fine.
Yeah.
10's enough.
Yeah.
Well, they could always
Yep.
want more, but
Well, next year it'll be 30.
30 houses.
Yes, one for each year. I'm
be awesome.
called it
Yeah.
now. It's going to be over 3 parks.
What it's going to
There you
be
go.
next year is they're just going to rehash
Volcano Bay.
all the old houses. It's going to bring. Can you imagine if they did do 30 houses and did one house, like the top house
Top
from
house for
each
each
year?
year.
That would
Oh,
be
yeah, that'd be
awesome.
It would be. Except for the first 2 years, wasn't it just the one house?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Well,
going
we'll
That'd
figure
be
it out.
interesting to see.
I'm actually going to call myself out here. We watched. There's a YouTube. It was. Remember that thing we watched a couple of weeks ago, Halloween Horror Nights, the history thing. I can't remember who it was that did it now. And I always thought that 2004 was the only time they've done it over
Yeah.
both parks, and it seems like that's not strictly true. The year
No.
after, 2005, whereas technically it was in Islands of Adventure, some bits of Universal Studios Florida were used as part of it as well. So technically, it's been done over 2 years. I never realised that.
Mm,
I'd love to see
Okay.
it do it again too.
yes.
Yep. And Volcano Bay, like I said, we need our first water house.
Yes.
Water horror park.
Jaws.
Yes. It'll be great for slip and fall injuries.
Yeah, there's
It
the
should
real
be-
horror.
It should be the
The-
lazy river. Whatever
exactly.
it's called.
Like,
Oh yeah, could
They
just
dye
put
the
red
wa- they can
down.
dye the
Yeah,
water red too.
yeah, that would be amazing.
oh yeah, the Jaws experience in the tide pool.
Oh, that
Oh,
was so
yeah.
good.
We're giving
Awesome.
them
Just somebody,
ideas now.
just like people in scuba gear grabbing toes.
Yeah.
Me screaming like a girl.
No.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they ever do extend it over, because it's getting to a point again where, you know, from an outsider looking in last year, the crowd wise was horrific. You know,
Yeah.
for how much we
Totally
love that
not.
event, it was horrific.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
pretty overwhelming. I don't know how people do that without an express pass, but
No.
if everybody did, it wouldn't be worth anything.
Well,
Well,
that's
that's
true.
Yeah.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yes.
I think the only way you
Jesus.
would go without is if you had the frequent flyer and like
But
kind of.
even then, do you want to just sit there in lines for 2 hours?
No,
Like,
probably not. But then you hit the quiet. If you can afford to go every night. I mean, we know people who go literally every night. Of Kevin and Angela
Oh, yeah.
go every
Yeah.
single night.
Mm-hmm.
And those nights where it is crazy busy, you hit the lesser houses, and then just like you did, Darren, when you and Nina went for those 11 nights in 25, you literally just go in and enjoy something that not a lot of people who get to visit Halloween Horror Nights get to enjoy, just the atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
Just to
Oh,
grab a
well.
drink and just enjoy being there rather than, like you say, being stuck in 3-hour lines.
well, to be fair, I only did that one night when the power went out. We were hardcore. We bought the express for every night.
Yeah.
But you know what I
So,
mean, though? You get to,
we went through everything.
but you got
every
to do that, though.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
You could have had even if the power, you could have had that chance to, because it's one of those regrets I have now that we didn't spend enough time in the Shady Brook Scare Zone.
Yeah,
I realised all the little sort of set pieces and shows and stuff were going on as a normal
yeah, it
guest.
is nice to not have to. Yeah,
Yeah, you miss a lot of that stuff as a like a one night or a two nighter, because you're literally running from house to house to
Yeah.
house, and you might catch a glimpse, a little bit of it if you happen to time it right, running through a scare zone. But as a rule, you're missing out on a lot of that.
mm-hmm. Yep, it's always good to have more time there, for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, just having the express was not a whole lot more in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like if you split it up over the 10 nights, I think like we were probably paying like an extra $20 a night or
Which
something.
is nothing.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
that's nothing for the convenience that you're gonna have. So
Yeah.
No, I agree.
but yeah, I can kind of understand, but I know I'm gonna have the theme park hipsters battle in me.
It'll be interesting to see how they combat in years to come, because it's only going to get busier.
Absolutely. And it's all well and good adding extra nights on, but people are just going to come those extra nights
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
You
I think it's
know.
gone to the point that they can do both parks.
I think it's,
Again.
the awkward thing is, I don't think it comes down to them not wanting to do both parks. I think it's more sort of licensing rights at this point, because they're not allowed to do anything in Zeus Landing. They
No.
certainly won't be allowed to do anything in Marvel. You know, they're not a Wizarding World, so it comes down to where you're going to do it, because
Yeah.
you've got to go through those areas to get into the rest of the park anyway.
Yeah.
true.
So it's awkward.
It is.
It may become something where it's you have a ticket, it lasts so many days, you don't get the full run of it. Do you know what I mean? It may be something they have to
I don't think.
consider.
Darren, would you say that most people going were 1 or 2 night guests rather than sort of frequent
Yeah.
flyer guests?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's probably not going to affect it that much. It's like, but how do you?
You have to limit tickets then.
And the only way they're going to, or do they start doing what Disney are doing with their tickets, and it's just let's raise them until you get to a point where they see a reduction in the crowds and go, right, we've
Yeah.
hit that point, so we're still making the same money we would be, but with less people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else can they do?
I honestly don't know.
No.
I mean, I assume they only sell so many tickets anyway because health and safety regs they could only allowed so many people in the park.
It'd be interesting to see what the cut-off is.
A lot. And what is the cut-off for the park?
I've no idea. They don't generally release those figures, do they?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I remember when we were in Hollywood Studios that day, the infamous day that we won't mention, and he told us there was 10,000 people in the park at that point. It didn't seem particularly busy.
No.
Hmm.
That's true.
And also, real quick, Hollywood also has an original house, and that's kind of a unique thing for them.
Oh, yeah, I saw that announcement. Holidays in Hell.
Oh, yeah, I saw that today,
Yes. And
Are they all IP normally?
They have
yes,
been
for
recently,
the last
haven't
few
they?
years, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's interesting for them to do an original one, and this is based on a scare zone from last year, or was it a portion of the Terror Tram, something? But either way, it's like based on the holiday season. So they got Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, those kind of things as you go through.
That sounds like what was the one they did in Orlando a few years ago, Darren? It was one you always.
HR Blood and Guts.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yes. So it looks pretty similar to that. Very interesting, though. Shannon from Nightmarish Conjurings posted an article from there. John Murdy doesn't live in California anymore.
Okay.
Oh.
He lives in Ireland.
Really?
What?
And he's still the head of creative for Horror Nights. He just does it all from Ireland.
There's
That's
nothing like.
telecommuting.
Yeah, there's not like dealing with theme parks that you don't live anywhere near. I have no issue with that.
So yeah, that's interesting. And yeah, also, so you guys have a better chance of running into him than we do, to be honest. But also they put out like this 30-second teaser for it, and I gotta say, like, they're a movie studio, right? Because when you see this thing, just go watch it.
Okay.
It's just like really loud music playing, and just like really harsh editing clips, like cut. So like, but yeah, they're a movie studio. You think they would do like really awesome trailers for things, and it just seems like the theme park business gets pushed to the wayside, and it's weird.
Oh.
Yeah, see, their Halloween Horror Nights is a weird thing. Again, bringing up Nikki and Gabe. I know when they did their review of Halloween Horror Nights out in Hollywood last year, it doesn't seem like it's anywhere near to the standards that Orlando is.
No, they like a lot of like blank black walls, and like I don't know. It's really
like
bizarre to
light
me.
in there too.
Yeah,
They're not
And-
dark.
No, because it seems they encourage filming and filming yourself going through there and everything.
Which is
so,
also weird. Like
Yeah.
compared to over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they don't even want you audio recording the houses in Orlando, as I found out last time.
oh,
Oops.
but it's bad.
Yeah, it's weird because you'd think Hollywood would have more reason to push themselves because they've got more competition with like Not Scary Farm and
And having been there, Not Scary Farm and the Warner Brothers one, they're taking a break this year. They're not doing it this season. Getting some stuff together, I guess, for next year, which kind of leaves Warner Brothers properties open for Horror Nights this year. If you're in the if you're guessing as to what's going to come in this year, but like they're everything about them were more immersive, I think, than what I've seen from Horror Nights Hollywood over there. So it's just really surprising.
Even is it Fright Fest at Six Flags? Even that one apparently is supposed to be half decent. So you'd think Hollywood would have the reason to be more competitive than Orlando is, because Orlando literally has no competition.
True.
Or maybe Busch Gardens, but then it's not like it's
Not the same. Yeah.
yeah.
Like they put on, it's funny, they put on the most Hollywood production out of any of them. So,
Yeah, strange.
but
Anyway,
yeah. Be interesting to see. It looks like we're getting information pretty consistently.
yeah.
So we'll see if we get a lot of early reveals this year.
Please announce them before I find out about them from other sources.
Yes, that would be nice. Well, I guess that's about the end of the show. before I do wrap it up, the Weekender tickets. If you are planning on coming to UUOP the Weekender in October, tickets are limited and they are selling. So if you were planning on coming, you do need to get your tickets sooner rather than later, and you can get those at uuoptheweekender.eventbrite.com. It is going to be epic.
Nervous now.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
People.
Just get you drunk. It'll be fine.
Maybe.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So, yeah. Go and get your tickets, people, because we want to see you there.
Yep.
It's going to be fun. So, I guess that's it. It's been quite an interesting show. Lots of different things going on. So, yeah. So, for myself, Lee, Darren, and Chris, this has been the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Cut. Print. That's a wrap for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.